Flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be bearer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she break numero uno. Colder than you know.
Hey, it's your girl, Madam Money, aka Trap, and welcome to the next edition of Ass Trap. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get it. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up the rub. I might just change the name of this shit to Trap Live. You feel me? I like, for my day ones out there, you know, I took my roof off at the red light. My niggas out there, you feel me? I miss Trap Live. Like, for real. So I might just call this Trap Live moving forward, but we're gonna see what happens here. I really do appreciate everybody who dropped a question on here. I really do like your questions and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. First question comes from Yancy. Good morning, Yancy. Can an album have too many features? Does that bother you? Now, you know what? It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. Like, we don't care if an album is feature heavy if the shit is fire. But it also depends on what point in that artist's career does that come out. Like, you don't expect a debut album to have, you know, all these features on it. You feel me? We expect to see, you know, that artist for what they are and stuff like that. I know it was kind of crazy when, just at the Clear Blue Sky when Westside Gun dropped Fly God is an Awesome God 2, and you know, we said like, oh yeah, he has all these features on there, so all these things on there, even Pray for Paris. But I believe that he gives you like that perfect mix of features versus him on there, even though, like, you know, his tracks by himself is kind of short and all of this, like, all of these things going on. But I really do think that, you know, sometimes an artist could get it off, but it depends on where in their career they're really at. So features doesn't bother me, or the overuse of features doesn't bother me, as long as the shit is fire, and as long as it's not like, you know, somebody's like, you know, a moment project, a project that's supposed to have a real standout moment for an artist, as in like a debut album, or, you know, even a sophomore album too. You really don't want to be feature laden. We got this whole thing, you know, J. Cole went platinum with no features and stuff like that going on. So, you know, it's really crazy that we, like, you know, applaud people now when they do produce work that doesn't have features, because a lot of features are expected at some time, especially to get, like, you know, from bigger artists to get some shine on a project or whatever have you. But it doesn't bother me as long as the work comes out fire. So I really do appreciate this question, Yancy. Next up here from my other guy on here, J Baby Ears, craziest shit ever on earth. You feel me? Salute to you just off the name alone. Favorite beats that your favorite rapper didn't rap on, but you wish they had a verse on there because they would have killed it. And you told me, like, do 5 of them. Now, everybody knows my favorite rapper is Hove, so we're going to stick with Hove. So, I always, excuse me, because I got these answers on, you feel me, I'm trying to get that right. I always want to hear Hove on, like, Shook Ones Part 2. That's one of my favorite beats on earth. I believe that also answers another question that's coming up on here. But I want to hear Jay. Always want to hear Jay on Shook Ones Part 2. I always want to hear Jay on, like, Sporty Thieves Fuck I Look Like. You feel me? Also another one out there I want to hear him on was Off the Books this year. That shit right there. I wish I need to listen to that right now, just bringing that shit up in hindsight. You feel me? I haven't heard that in a long time with Pun and Cuba Link on there. I also want to hear Jay on, like, Gotcha Open. You feel me? Just these things like that, just to see what's going on. And we all want to hear Jay-Z on Old Boy, since Cameron put out there, you feel me, that he was supposed to be on there, and in a moment of pettiness, just, you know, deleted his verse, because he had deleted one of his verses. But Those right there, those are something that, like, yo, if I could just hear Hove spit over those five verses, I'd be like one of the happiest people on earth. So, salute to you, JPBS. Thank you for your question. Next question on here comes from Easton Major. Salute to you, East. Top five most important hip hop songs, not necessarily your favorite, but important in your opinion. Now, when we say important tracks, right? I think impactful, and I think more of like a political tone when we say important tracks, because otherwise all of this shit is frivolous. It doesn't mean anything. You feel me? So when you say important tracks, like NWA's "Fuck the Police," we have Today Was a Good Day is a good one too, just on social commentary about how the hood could be so vicious. Public Enemy's Fight the Power. I do also want to throw in here Grandmaster Flasher and the Furious Fives, The Message, broken glass everywhere, niggas pushing on the stairs, they just don't care. Like, you feel me? Just things that have like eye opening and social commentary involved with it. And I want to round this out with something like Kendrick Lamar's "We Gonna Be Alright," because all of like Black Lives Matter stuff that was going on and everything like that, that was one of the chants that really was motivating the people to be out there and make a stand and stand up for what they like believe in. It's crazy because like just on these type of lines and stuff like that, Ice-T's Cop Killer too, you feel me? It's not something that everybody goes around and recites or anything like that, but just impactful, important things that needed to be said. I'm always going to take the political route when it comes down to things like that, but I do appreciate your question, Easton Major, on here. You feel me? Next question on here comes from Nan Liv. Salute to you, Nan. You already know what's good with it. What's your go-to album when you want to impress a fine man while you drive your whip, when you pull up on him in your whip? Now, it's crazy, right? Because if I'm trying to impress a man and I'm to the point where I'm picking somebody up, because like I'm like just like, if you don't drive, I don't drive. And like if you don't have a car, you can't never sit in my car, sweetheart. Just be known on that shit alone. You will want to curve it to what that man likes, right? If you're trying to impress them. Like, I'm a funny style nigga. You feel me? I deal with a lot of niggas. Like, if it's a no nigga, like a rapper nigga, whatever, I'm gonna pull up playing your adversary. And you gonna hate me all night for that shit. Like, I'm the direct opposite, the nigga that you beefing with and all of that shit. That's who I'm pulling up playing, and I'm spitting all the bars just to dig at you and shit, because I'm just that type of nigga. It shouldn't bother you that much. It's just really, really, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like that. You feel me? If I pull up playing you, I feel that shit is really corny. Like, if you a rapper nigga and I pull up playing your album and your tracks and shit like that, it's like I'm fucking trying too hard. So I'm gonna play the exact opposite on there, whatever have you. But like, it's funny because I was dating a nigga and all this nigga ever listened to was like Kill Army and Dipset's like SAS and all of this shit like that. And like I promise you, in a moment of being, a pick me, I would pull up playing that shit. But that was really, really hard to do, like 24/7. You feel me? But I ain't trying to press no niggas with my whip talk for me. You feel me? I don't gotta play nothing. I'll pull up in the thing. It's going down in a major way. You feel me? If not, after hours I'm playing, Huss Kingpin's threesome part 1 and part 2. You feel me? And if I really like you on some bullshit and I want you to be on some relaxed vibe with me, I'm gonna play Daylight and Itchy Bond's Heroes. That's just my style if I'm coming across like that. Otherwise, I'm throwing all type of salt in the game. I don't care. I do not care, not whatsoever. So thank you so much, Nam, for that. Talk about some damn fine man. Jesus Christ. Next question on here comes from Jersey, the 420 chef. So can we go ahead and say Conway is better than Benny, or is it still a preference thing? It's definitely a preference thing. I'll say on the Conway review for La Machina, you feel me? The industry pushes Benny. They like Benny more. I don't know if it's how he acts behind closed doors or whatever have you, as opposed to Conway. Like the streets really, really resonate with Conway, and they like Conway more than they like Benny because like Conway gets away with things that we do not let Benny get away with. You feel me? When it comes down to your features, beat selections, all of this stuff, there's a lot of things that we don't let Benny get away with that we let Conway get away with. So it's still a preference thing. For me personally, it's gonna be Benny. It's gonna be Benny because like he talks real game to me. Like you feel me? Like anybody who knows me really well. Jersey do 420 stuff. You know me. You feel me? You know I spit game. I spit that shit. I talk that talk. I'm on some boss time. You feel me? So Benny like always comes across as a boss type of thing to me, and he says some shit either I done said or I would say. So I appreciate him more than that. So yeah, it's definitely a preference thing. It just depends on type of person you want. You try and get some harder bars and then whatever you gonna go Conway, but you want some real boss time and shit like that, you gonna go Benny. So salute to you, Jersey. I appreciate your question on here. Next question comes from Daddy-O86. What's the next play for you? Podcast, TV, the Joe Button podcast. All right, let me just get this really, really clear, really, really straight and all of this shit. None of these known niggas like a Joe Button or Charlamagne the God or any of these niggas, they are not going to give me an opportunity to sit across from them and do nothing. They all know I'm here. All these publications know that I'm here. Everybody knows that I exist and this is what I do. And I think they're really scared of me. That's why I say this shit all the time because when they try to pick females to do certain things, it's always a look overall, the brains, overall their knowledge of this stuff. Is these things going on there? But when it comes to me, like I'm an agitator. You feel me? I'm real abrasive when it comes out of that. I do not mind or care saying what I have to say about what's going on or what I see going on in music or in the community in itself. And sometimes they stray away from that because I'm just as a strong a personality as some of them could be. You feel me? All of that. They all know I'm there. As for podcasts, like this whole YouTube shit has been the hardest shit in the fucking world to me. This has been the hardest rack to make for me ever in my life. The hardest hustle where I'm putting in my time and I'm not getting paid for any of this. I don't charge anybody to do any of these things. I naturally love to do this. You feel me? I really, really do like doing this. So I'm doing this. But until I get the 1,000 followers on YouTube and shit like that, I'm not giving y'all nothing extra. I'm not giving y'all no extra podcasts. I'm not giving y'all no interviews. I'm not doing none of that. And it's because I've learned from other content creators. I seen go out there, bust they ass, spend their money, line up all of these things, and it does not yield the results. One thing Madam Money does not do, she does not do anything extra that's not going to yield those results. Just straight up and down. So I want to build this platform here because I know this is where my voice could be heard and I could speak for you guys as well. You feel me? And I can let some of y'all come in and let y'all voices be heard. I'm not like a glory hog. I don't care about any of this shit whatsoever. I'm just happy to just now getting some of the respect that I actually do get from artists that I respect. You feel me? But we're going to take everything one step at a time. I want to build this platform right here, and I want to support the ones that have been supporting me, real support. You feel me? A lot of people be showing love, but that love fake, dog. We all fake love, and all our shit will always come to light. But as for me, nobody's going to co-sign me. Nobody's going to do any of that stuff to me because they're scared of me. But if they sat down in the boardroom with me, across the table from me, hands down, they would give it to me all day. But they know because I do not care. You feel me? I don't care. And that's why I like this particular thing right here because I'm allowed to do what I need to do here. You feel me? Anytime you talk about certain things or certain people, you feel me, they try to just crush you and collapse what you got going on. That's not happening here, dog. So, as we push forward, once I get to 1K and start dropping some of the shit I already got in the tuck for y'all and start opening this shit up to a couple of other ideas and, a lot of other creative things that are going on, this is where we going to be at until that shit happen right here. So ain't no next move until this move comes into fruition properly. So I do appreciate that, Daddy, that you know what I mean? You see me growing. You see me on a bigger stage than what I am on. But you feel me? This stage is going to be the stage until the house is packed. And then we can move it on to the next venue. You feel me here, right? Next question on here. Oh my God, Gotham Down. Gotham Down asked me some of the craziest questions. If you go back to the last episode of Ass Trap, some of the craziest questions on there as well. First off, you're offered $1 million to pick between Rome Streets or Ransom. Who you got? Well, I got Ransom. You feel me? No disrespect to Rome Streets. I fuck with Rome Streets, but I've been dealing with Ransom for so long, since like day one, you know what I mean? Like all of this. So to see this like resurgence of his career go on is really, really, really just dope to me, and like never missed a beat and just always just a straight spitter. I gotta pick Ransom. I gotta pick Ransom hands down. You feel me? All day and all night. Rome Streets, that's a fucking close second. Like between these two, and I'm gonna say that you asked this question just off of fucking Conway's Kill All Rats track. You feel me? Just because it's like one of the few times we see these two together like that. But I'm picking Ransom all day. Sorry. Next question from you. Should I dump plugs I met to into the regular trash bin or go hippie and recycle? Like, dog, this is how I know like you was listening to If It Bleeds It Dies from Conway. You feel me? Because it is no way. Like, yo, I don't understand why y'all do not like this Plugs I Met album. I enjoy it. I'm still listening to it. Are y'all still listening to If It Bleeds, It Can Die Like That? I think y'all listening to that one Kill All Rats track, and that's it. I don't think y'all really going all hard like how y'all be saying y'all be going hard for Conway. Y'all just like to hate Benny, and that's okay. They're all going to get paid for whatever the fuck we decide to do with them, whether we hating them or loving them. They all eating dead ass. So, you feel me? Don't throw nothing in the fucking garbage. Save everything, my nigga. These same niggas who want a fucking signed Pyrex glass from Benny, but now you talking about throwing his fucking album in the garbage, disrespectful son of a bitch. You, alright? What album did you give a dope review to but never listen to again? Most of them. It's crazy because I listen to so much music that I don't really have time to revisit everything. Most recently, like, my favorite review recently was the Capadonna thing, and I promise you I probably will never listen to that shit ever again. I probably won't listen to it ever again. But dope review, yes. Listen to it again, probably not. You feel me? Like, it's a lot of them. It's very few that I'll go back and it'll be like listen to the whole project. I pull tracks as I'm listening to them anyway and get my own little thing going on over here and stuff like that. But full albums, not too many, dog. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not too many. But I appreciate all your questions. Gotham Down. Keep up the fucking salt over there. You be throwing more salt in the game than me. All right. Next question from Blitz BK. Have you ever dated someone that didn't like hip hop? If so, how did that end up? Now, I never dated somebody who was like, I don't listen to rap, I don't deal with hip hop or nothing like that. I have been fortunate enough to like deal with people who don't only listen to rap or R&B. You feel me? Like people that listen to dance hall and other things like that. People who listen to grime music, and just on the come up that has really, really just like broadened my musical scope and stuff like that. But somebody who didn't like hip hop, no. It's crazy because I want to really say, like, battle rap is more of a better fit right here. Like, have you ever dated somebody that didn't like battle rap? Yes. You feel me? Didn't like battle rap. And you know what? It bothers me a little bit because some niggas don't appreciate battle rap like how I appreciate battle rap. But will that like curve our whole relationship or some shit? Like you was fucking a bitch or something because you don't like the same thing I like? Nah, not at all. You feel me? I'm not that superficial when it comes down to any of this shit. So salute to you. Thank you so much, Bliss BK, for your comment on here. Next question is from Bagshira. Thoughts on non-English hip hop? It's weird, right? Because I just started getting a whole bunch of I want to say like Spanish hip hop and even some Middle Eastern hip hop and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with anything because long as the beat is right and everything sounds like it's in place, it should be okay. I do like to know what a nigga is saying to me in case they say some fucked up shit about me to me on here. I don't want to be listening to some, offbeat shit and they're like, fuck fat bitches and we don't like light skinned bitches and all of this shit. And I'm like, yeah, this shit dope. This shit fly. Nah, I don't want to be doing none of that. I would like to have like a roundabout thing of what's going on there. But as hip hop gets broader, as long as somebody is paying homage to it properly and not downgrading it or not de-elevating it, not doing the same old thing where we show misogyny with women or coke talk or all of this stuff. As long as they're elevating it to a place that is good for where they're from in their particular home culture, I don't have a problem with anything like that. I'm just not too well versed in that type of stuff yet. Just like totally non-English, I'm not really there yet, but I'm getting there. I just told you I started scouting out some other things going on there. It's just hard with a language barrier, but I don't have a problem with that as long as it's done in the right way. So salute to you, Bagjira, for the question. Next question on here is from Jay Seth. Is street plug talk during the Griselda era the only thing that will guarantee a rapper a bigger following, and is conscious hip hop dead? Nothing guarantees anybody any fucking thing in the game right now. Let's just be real clear. Like, nothing guarantees nobody anything. Like, when it comes down to that. Because you have 1,000 street cult rappers and stuff like that are not doing well. They are not doing well. So the best thing right now to get like a stronger following is one, genuinely be yourself. Don't be out there posing. That's overall everything. And is conscious hip hop dead? Not really. The people in the mainstream that do conscious music or even semi-conscious music, like the J. Cole's and the Kendrick Lamar's, they're not putting out the music. They're not putting out the music. They're on like a hiatus and stuff like that. So it's not really dead. It's like on a hiatus because our people in the forefront that do that, and that's what they do. They haven't been out here doing it. So salute you, J. Stuff, on that. Like just because you talking about some coke and some shit like that, there's no guarantee to get no type of following in this shit right now. You're better off doing something like just something totally out the box. Look, I'm telling you, the inch is in the way. About like out the box and just get that shit popping the other way. There's no guarantees in this shit regardless though. So salute to you. Thank you. Next question on here from Flatbush Mike. What was the first dope rap song word for word still to this day? If everybody's question to this is not Wu-Tang's Triumph, we can't deal with each other. We not the same. You feel me? One of the hardest complex rhymes to know word for word, and overall I believe we all know this, and we made sure that we knew this. Like, we're abomatomically Socrates' philosophies and high prophecies can't describe how I be dropping these mockeries, nigga. Like, I can't even stop saying it lyrically perform robbery. Like, I can't. You got it gotta be that. It has to be that. I don't know which one would you pick or whatever have you. Might not be the first one that I know word for word, but that was one that damn sure made sure that I know word for word. Even you God's verse on there. All right. So salute to you, Flatbush Mike. I'm gonna give Flatbush Mike his flowers right here too. Like, yo, he's somebody who really, really listens to music and listens to all the new drops and has his ear to the street 1,000%. So I do salute to you, Flatbush Mike. All right. Next question on here is from Ghost. What's your favorite trap album? I've said it time and time again. That would be Waka Flocka Flames, Flockavelli. That's my favorite trap album. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Next question on here from Lucky. Lucky, you got a couple questions on here. They're scattered throughout my Madman writings on here or whatever have you. So this is the first one that I got to from you. Do you think MCs in the 90s would have benefited from the game today the way it's being ran and have a longer relevant stint? No. No, I don't. Now, artists in the 90s, first of all, the only way you benefit from this game properly, I don't care what era you're in, is if you're one, independent, or two, you have a fire fucking deal. That's the only way you're gonna see any type of uh being benefit to all of this stuff. So the niggas in the 90s that was rapping and did rap well are still around today, still rapping. Let's be real clear. The ones that might have had bad deals or worse deals, will they have like flourished more in this era, like the microwave era and stuff like that? Maybe slightly, but no. And just be say like longer relevance, like being able to have put out a work in those past eras, and that shit really had to last somebody a year, where you knew every fucking, you knew like if a pin dropped on the fucking beat or whatever, because you had to sit with it so long because you knew you wasn't going to get anything new for a long time. I think that those 90 rappers, they have benefited more to be more solid and just have longevity in the game a little bit more. I don't think everybody would have fared well if we just went from like, skip the CD era and went straight from like cassettes to digital. I think everybody would be washed out by now, just to be honest with you. So thank you for that, Lucky. Next question comes from Keith, KTP the God. Has an artist responded to a negative review of an album you reviewed? And it's weird, right? Because if I review artists on the come up, which I try to do underneath like, my rising platform or whatever have you, I'm not going to review it if I don't like it. If I have something negative to say about it, I'm not going to review it. I have a lot of people that send me albums to review just for me to negatively review them. And guess what? That's not what I'm about with artists on the come up. For two reasons. Like, I'm really not out here trying to crush nobody's dream or anything like that. You feel me? I got my own dream. I just told you I'm trying to get 1,000 followers on Twitter. That shit's trash. That's like ass. Like, you feel me? And niggas go on there and do that shit over fucking night. I can't seem to do it. So why would I crush somebody trying to get their name out there or doing something like that? I could choose not to speak about it. You feel me? I could choose not to stand behind it. You feel me? So I'm not going to put out something there where it would be like a negative review of an artist on the come up. Now, mainstream niggas and known niggas, I don't have a problem with attacking that type of shit like that. Like, if the album is bad, it's bad. If the album is good, it's good. Because they're established. They're making money. They're making money whether I say the album is good or bad. You feel me? Where, I don't want to take that away from an artist on the come up and just like, I think my name holds enough weight. If I be like, don't listen to that, a lot of y'all won't listen to that. You feel me? Or y'all tell me I'm bugging or whatever have you. So I never really had an artist respond to like negatively to me, because if I see that artist or I'm not really into what they do, I'll tell them. I speak to a lot of people behind the scenes, and I just be like, yo, I'm not into this shit. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. Maybe you should try that. I'm really, really approachable when it comes down to these things. So I know it doesn't come across like that sometime on here because I'm all in your shit like this or whatever have you. But when it comes down to actually putting valid work out there and stuff like that, only opportunity somebody is going to have to be off it like that is going to be well-known artists that are already known, and they're not going to do that because they don't want to highlight me talking bad about them. You feel me? Who in the world will do that? But I do appreciate your question, Keith. Next question on here is from Thomas Vernell. What's your favorite genre of music outside of hip-hop? House music, hands down. It would go, hip-hop, house music, dance hall, pop. I know a lot of rock music is crazy as hell. Disco, like really, 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 really though. Thank you so much for your question. Next question on here is from B Oliver 36. I appreciate you so much, B Oliver. Thank you so much for just just saying like happy Wednesday and happy Thursday to everybody out there and stuff like that. I do appreciate whenever you throw me into your tweets. So just appreciation. I appreciate you for that. Top 5 most disappointing sophomore albums. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Because I don't think a lot of the bad sophomore albums from, let's say, like late 90s, early 2000s are really that bad. An album that I know that y'all hate, a sophomore album, is Double Up. I love Double Up. I love Double Up since the day it dropped. Nobody's gonna change my mind. Nobody's gonna say anything about it. I do not give a fuck. I don't care what y'all think about it. But a lot of these other albums, like Raekwon's Immobility and a couple of other these joints, that if you listen to them now, they are really, really good. They just at the time didn't hit whatever we anticipated for them at the time. But if you go back and listen to like even like 50 Cent's The Massacre and stuff, you'd be like, this album is not a bad album. It's just like in that time frame, it wasn't what we was expecting or even wanted. So, it's hard. It's crazy because I've been like putting myself through this test of going back and listening to people's sophomore projects and try to figure out, the formula to stay away from and do all these things about. But when you go back and listen to some of them, they're really fun. They're really like good albums. You feel me? So that was a hard question. I don't really want to do that because I'm finding myself less and less disappointed by some of these works that in the past I was disappointed by. But I do salute you, B. Oliver. Thank you so much for your question. Next question comes from King Chandelier. Who are your favorite R&B artists? Now, I keep telling y'all, not R&B smooth. I'm not an R&B dude. You feel me? But I do listen to some, and on the come up, I was listening to some. It's always Mary J. Blige and D'Angelo. Chris Brown always have some heat in the tuck. You feel me? Just on some group shit. I really like Silk. You feel me? On the come up, I really did like Silk. I would listen to them. I like that whole like Avant and Joe era and stuff like that. I was never opposed to that, never against that, and had all of those albums, to be honest with you, because I'm saying Columbia House 12 CDs for 1 cent. You was able to get all the R&B joints off of there too. But recently, like R&B, I only listen to The Weeknd. Because they now love songs. This man will sit there and really disrespect bitches every chance he gets. And I love that type of shit, you feel me? So that's it right there. Wait, that's about as far as this is going to go into my, R&B world, whatever, is The Weeknd. And like every song, like I know everything, you feel me, coming from him, because he's not trying to impress no bitches. He's just out here doing him and being scandalous, and I fucking love that type of shit. So salute to you, King Chandelier, for your question. Thank you. Next question on here from Lucky again. That's what I said to go all crazy. What MC do you think are dope but you would never give a full project a listen, and why? A lot of times when there's stuff like this, it's because I simply don't have the time to get around and stuff like that. Like, I think Estenac is dope, but I've never really sat down with one of his projects before. He just dropped a project on Bandcamp that I've been dying to get back to and still haven't done. You feel me? So it's hard. Sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer because I don't have the time to get to certain artists. Like, I just now got into Danielson off of his project with Kunz, the Dojo and shit like that. Like, and I like him. I'm starting to dig into his work and really pay attention to artists like that. It's crazy because y'all would tell me to review certain shit like Talib Kweli just came out with a project, Gotham or whatever have you, and like I will never listen to him. I think he's dope. I think he's a dope artist or whatever. I don't like him. You feel me? I'm not going to listen to him. I don't like him. Like, I just don't. So it's really, really weird when it comes out to certain stuff like that. Most of the time, like, it's just because I really don't have time to listen to a whole bunch of stuff. Next question on here from Lucky again. What modern day MCs do you think should be on 24 Hours to Live if that track should happen to be flipped? All right, check this out. I want to ask you a question, Lucky. I want to ask you, what female rappers should be on 24 Hours to Live fucking 2021 edition? What female rappers? That's a voice that needs to be heard in some shit like that. And I want to ask all of y'all, put it in the comments below. You feel me? What artists should be on like the 2021 version of 24 Hours to Live? That would be sick right there. And I want to hear who y'all will put on there. You feel me? Like real spitters and stuff, but real spitters that say some shit too. We don't need a bunch of musty bitches on this track. We need some shit on here. You feel me? 24 Hours to Live, like remix, 2021 remix. We need some real shit on there. So Lucky, I'm asking you, I'm asking everybody else. Please put it in the comments below. You feel me? Last question on here is from Illy the host, my guy. Illy. What's your take on African rappers and music? Well, I'm not familiar enough with African rappers. I know that, a couple of guys been floating around and stuff like that. But if, I can't sit here and lie and say that I'm really into any of that or have been into any of that. So I'm going to ask you to do what you always do for me. Please, just put some links in, hit me up. Put me on to some people I should know about or some music that I should be knowing about so we could take, me sorting the game international. You feel me? I've always been the type, you feel me, internationally known. Now I need to know some more international type shit. You heard? But I do appreciate everybody's question on here. Dope stuff. Answer some of these questions your goddamn self in the comments below. But I do appreciate everybody who participates in these with me. But I'm about to get out of here. I'm Meta Money. You can follow me on Twitter and IG at Meta Money Says. That's MADAMMONEYSAYS. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys around. Peace. Often, girl, I do this often. I'm telling you, nigga, crazy.
Ready, steady, aim at the target. I'm flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be rarer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she break numero uno. Colder than you know.